I'm sure you guys will ask. I'll just give you an update on Keith first. Obviously, I'm no doctor, so I just report what was said to me. But I had movement in his legs. Didn't have any pain in his neck, so a lot of that's obviously precautionary. We'll wait to see, after he's looked at what exactly it is. So, but that was just the early signs. So, I think if you watched our medical staff, Dr. Gritter, I thought they obviously stepped in and did everything the right way. So, anxious to see what they say.
Matt, how frustrating is that for you as a coach I know you're trying to keep guys up and not have that. I mean, how frustrating is that?
Yeah, I'll probably talk about this once, then I'm going to move on. It's completely unacceptable to do something like that. So there's things, bang, bang plays that happen, and, guys will hit the ground, but you can't tee off on somebody. So that's not what we'll do. It's undisciplined by us, so it can't happen.
Matt, will he remain in that?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm done. Talk about it. I'll see what happens.
What did you say to the guys in the huddle after that happened?
Again, I'm going to move on. I hope you guys will understand it. Like I got to maybe I'll address it tomorrow. I got to get my thoughts together a little bit, So, but
was there any thought into not continuing practice, or did you?
Yeah, I asked a couple of the guys, and I think everyone felt like, especially since the signs were good for him, that we should move on. So, anything else about practice?
After the full first day, what are your impressions after the first day?
I thought that it was clean up until that point, and then I thought there was a little lull, and then I felt like they came back and did some good things. Defense started adding the pressures in now, the blitzes, so it's not just a moving target now. So you saw the quarterbacks having to scramble a little bit as guys make mistakes. You can see the volume of the install piling up on some of the offensive players. Sometimes I'm sure if you guys were watching it, you're saying, why is the quarterback throwing it there? Well, the guy's supposed to be here and he's not there. So those things we have to improve upon. But I do think, the 9-on-7, the inside run period was really physical. It was good. Thought for the most part it was physical and guys took good care of each other. So got some good reps on tape. I'm really anxious to go up and watch this.
How do you think the guys responded from just a jarring moment like that?
I thought they practiced well the rest of practice.
Do you then? Okay.
Saw Darius Clark also get carted off. When things like that happen, do you have to kind of adjust how you approach tomorrow's practice or anything?
No, I think, if you just start to get light on numbers, you have to maybe not give really just adjust the threes. We have pretty much 3 deep at every position. As guys start to go down, as they will go down in training camp, guys are going to get strains and pulls and different things. The threes start to lose reps.
Was there a bad exchange with Sam at one point? It's hard to see from where I was.
You're talking about the time when he turned and ran? Or
did he have to do a lap?
I don't know if that was him or if that was the guard, but there was a cadence issue, and he said that's on me. So, if we're getting a penalty, we're turning and we're running to that sign. So he took responsibility for it.
It seemed like early he was completing a lot of balls coming into the ground. How do you feel like he responded after yesterday?
I thought he came out and had a good press. I thought he was the least of the issues yesterday. I thought he was pretty good yesterday when you watched the tape. There was a lot of other issues. Again, I'll have to watch the tape to give you a great answer. But, just going back to yesterday, because I had a chance to watch the tape, I thought he was pretty good yesterday. Thought we had a lot of mistakes and penalties yesterday. I thought we were a lot cleaner today.
So when you watched the tape back of yesterday's practice, you told us there were a lot of frustrations. Was it not as bad overall as you thought? Or?
Well, no. I think one thing that happens is, I think I said yesterday, the defense practiced pretty well. I was frustrated yesterday with the false starts and penalties and missed assignments, and that'll never go away, But I think sometimes I have to go in and watch the tape to see who it was, clearly identify who it was, and I think Sam, some of the plays, even like the picks, one of the picks, it was, he's thrown to the right spot and the wrong guy's in the way, and so but today was a lot cleaner. We'll just have to wait and see. I might turn the tape on and say it was a terrible practice. So it's always one feeling out here, and then the tape gives you a whole different look.
You rolled a few left tackles as you have been. Just what did the early signs look like for Greg Rhule?
For Greg, I think he's progressing. I think he's way further ahead than he was in the spring. He's got stiff competition ahead of him, but I think Greg's showing progress. I'll really have a better feel over the next 3 days. I think the next 3 days are the days I'll really have a feel for, the offensive line, a feel for the fullbacks, the tight ends. But I think Greg's had a good camp so far, and I think Cam Irvin's just really done a nice job so far.
And Trent looks like mostly right side.
He swings back and forth, but we're trying. We like Montero, we like Greg, so we're trying to give them rest. But one great thing about Trent Scott, he really can fill in at 4 positions.
How Shaq Thompson was. I thought yesterday you said he would practice today. Maybe was he?
Yeah, I don't know if I said he would. I said I thought he would. I usually don't predict. I usually say like, hey, I think he has a chance to. So, I just think it's precautionary. I think it's one of those deals like sometimes those things linger and. But we get him up every morning. He goes and works with Kent and the guys, and if he thinks he can go, we go. If not, so tried to hold him yesterday, hoping he would go today. And then he wasn't able to go today. So
Matt, how do you feel like Sam has looked? I know it's only a weekend, but he's first padded practice. But how do you feel like he's doing so far?
I think Sam's doing really well. I think he's evolving and growing and getting good reps and getting a lot of different looks and. For the most part, protecting the football. I mean, we've had some turnovers in training camp, but if we had no turnovers, I'd also be upset about the defense. So, I think he's doing a nice job so far. I'm pleased with him.
Saw a little bit of Taylor on the left side today. Will that increase now that you're in pads, or is that?
Yeah, we'll give him some reps. I think a lot of it will depend on how he looks. If he gets reps on the left side, he looks great. Then we'll give him more reps. If he doesn't, But even if he plays on the right side and Cam's the left, if he's the next best guy, something happens to Cam, then he'd kick over and Trent will go in on the right. So I'm not saying he will be, but we want to have that flexibility with everybody.
Are you still kind of happy with what you've seen from Joey Sly so far, kind of continuing what he was doing?
Yeah, I think Joey's been good. I mean, it's unique for a kicker that we have two different holders and two different snappers. Normally you would not do that, and we have done that. So he's getting two different sets of timings and holds, and I think it's making him mentally really tough. Let me say this: Joey Sly is really mentally tough. He's done so much work from last year to this year. I think I was a lion out there, and he goes out and competes, and I think he was like 17 of 19 in the first week. There's not perfect, but and he's dealing with different holders, different snappers, as I said. So I think he's handling that change pretty well, and he's just going out there and controlling what he can control, which is his swing, his swing timing and his kick.
Coach, you just mentioned that Cam Irvin is doing some nice things. What have you seen?
Obviously, I think he's done a nice job. He's really athletic, so on the wide zones, he's run well. His set, he's using his hands the way that we want. Today was in pads, so we'll see, how that looked on the tape. But he's a really smart, intelligent guy, and his main thing has just been staying healthy in his career so far. And so he's made a commitment to stretching and keeping his weight up. So, I'm just every day just optimistic about that day and being out there today and watching it as it comes at you. It's pretty fast where you stand. But I think from what I saw today, it looked good. I'll have to watch the tape. But I think his athleticism is really showing.
Everybody good?
Matt, what's it like?
Oh, last one.
When something happens like it did today with Kirkwood on the field for you, players, coaches, what's it like out there?
I don't want anyone to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I think anytime a player gets hurt, it bothers me, whether it's something like that or if it's a guy pulls his hamstring, because I just recognize how much work these guys have put in, and how important this time is for them. So everybody, whether it's a guy like Keith that I've known since I coached him in college or a guy that just got here a week ago, I don't like, I just as a man, as a person, I don't like seeing anyone laying there in pain or hurting or just, missing reps or battling through it. So I can't stand those things, but that is, injuries do happen in football. But it's really important to me that when our players do get banged up, whether it's Shaq, the pull that they know that their value to me and us is not just what they do on the field. So we care about who they are. So
Matt, do you know if he was taken somewhere locally? Or
I have no idea.